Many thanks for staying with us here on Joy News Prime. Now, the Securities and Exchange Commission is assuring the investing public that all fund management companies are in good standing and there's therefore no cause for alarm. SEC recently directed all market operators to use the mark-to-market valuation method in the valuation of investment assets or securities and portfolios in the securities sector. The directive is to provide consistency in the valuation of assets and portfolios in the securities industry, as well as protect investors, especially investors of collective investment schemes. Joining us via Zoom is the CEO of DataBank, Kojo Adai-Mensah. Mr. Adai-Mensah, I'm grateful that you could join us here on Joy News Prime. So for those who are watching us now who are skeptical about happenings in the financial market, what is the evidence that their investments are safe? Mr. Adai-Mensah, you have to unmute for us.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
That's fine. So maybe what I'm saying is that I may not be able to speak for the entire industry because per my information, there are 83 collective investment schemes or mutual fund companies. So I can speak specifically to us, but I can speak also maybe to the big firms within the industry. The thing is that majority of us, for the fixed income market, for the fixed income mutual funds, our investments, or DataBank specifically, our investments are largely in Government of Ghana securities. Now, it's a fact that Government of Ghana has not yet ever defaulted in the payment. So for as long as you know that you invested in a DataBank collective investment scheme or a DataBank mutual fund scheme like Fund, where the 99% of the funds are invested in Government of Ghana securities, you're safe. I don't see what we haven't invested in some crazy derivative or in some fancy derivative somewhere that makes it risky, so to speak. All the investment is in a Government of Ghana security. 1 year bond, 2 year bond, 5 year bond, 10 year bond, 15 year bond. That is where the investment lies. Nice. So for as long as the underlying security is concerned, it's safe. Nice. I don't see why there's all this hue and cry.
The other issue, I guess, has to do with how their monies are performing, the investment, how it's doing.
The valuation.
Exactly. Which is what I guess many are concerned about, and it's causing them to run to the companies demanding their monies. And definitely, depending on what the market looks like, the worth of your investment may change. A little bit of education on that so that people may not have
brilliant.
to
And the purpose of this interview is to educate. So what it is that over the years, I mean, I'll use M-Fund and I'll stick to DataBank in the entire 20-year history of DataBank Plus of M-Fund Plus, we haven't seen this kind of situation within the bond market. Indeed, when M-Fund started, there was even no secondary bond market. I mean, the secondary bond market just got developed recently in the last few years, where now you could, the government could issue long-term bonds, it could be traded and all. It's always been stable. We've not had this situation where the price of bonds have suddenly dropped so drastically in such a short time. And I always link it to going into the normal market and I use tomatoes a lot because tomatoes is one of the products in the market that sees a lot of fluctuation. Today, the price of tomatoes is so high, the next day it just drops drastically. We haven't seen that in the fixed income market. And unfortunately, this time round, even though we have bought, Government of Ghana securities and we had bought it at certain prices, suddenly the prices have dropped so drastically overnight, in such a short period that you were holding a bond at a certain price. Right. You were, under normal circumstances, you will expect that it will mature and then maybe the fund manager will sell you, get your money. But the prices have dropped so drastically that if we go now out to the market to try and sell it, we will get a loss, and that loss, unfortunately, has to be passed to the portfolio. That is the situation we find ourselves.
So I am better off keeping my money at this point, for better times.
Absolutely. Why are you trying to crystallize? I mean, for want of a better word, why do you want to crystallize the loss? So you bought at face value, the value of your investment was 2 cedis. Right now in the market, it is 1.5. If you go insisting that sell for me, you are crystallizing that 1.5 loss. That means that 0.5 loss. Why don't you wait? We are all unsure. The market is uncertain. There's a lot of negotiations going on. Budget negotiations are going on. IMF negotiations are going on. We are all expecting the economy to come. If you don't really need it, why don't you just take your time, stay calm, stay invested, and then we see what goes on.
I'm grateful that you could join us, and we'll have a lot more conversation about this in our subsequent programs and bulletins. That's Kojo Adai-Mensah, CEO of Data Bank. Yeah.